So I myself, well, not really mistakenly, but the bolts I just sandblasted that you know, obviously same drill as always, going to zinc plate. Some of them, well, these are all the bolts for the front angle drive and the rear differential, and you know, I have sort of mixed them up, but a lot of them have like really bad pitting that I didn't notice until I started sandblasting them. So I'm kind of going through and knocking all the excess stuff off of them before I bag them to take them home and plate them, and then kind of take an inventory of which ones I actually need to replace because they're pretty much ruined. And there are also a few missing. Surprisingly enough, I got this, and the rear, or the front, yeah, the angle drive off of the transmission was missing like 4 bolts, maybe, just fell out. So I have to replace those. It's held on to the bell housing side of the transmission with 4 bolts, and one of them was gone. And then these case covers, you can see there are quite a few bolts in these, but you know, just a few of them were randomly missing, so more stuff I need to replace. Thankfully those are all pretty common, just M8 by 125 thread, and probably this looks like a 40 to a 60 millimeter length. And all of these drain plugs are so poorly, like badly pitted, that I'm just gonna buy new ones because they're really cheap, and if you've ever stripped one of these out, it's pretty much the worst thing in the world. So, not wasting my time with those. If you think, what was this? A 400 bolt assortment from McMaster-Carr is a lot of hardware. It's just this, and you run out of it pretty much immediately. It's really unfortunate because it's stupid expensive. It's been nice, but I can't believe I ran out of stuff that fast. Let's see, we took some time off over the holidays. Honestly, I took quite a bit of time off. I mean, I had time between Christmas and New Year's where day to day, I don't really know what happened. I was just asleep for extended periods of time. You know, as you guys probably have figured out by now, we come down here after work, you know, work a full 8-hour day, and then come down here and work for 4 or 5 hours, and maybe eat in between somewhere, and or on the way, and go home and try to sleep. So I actually kind of enjoy having some my weekdays crammed full of stuff to do, and then the weekends I have one or 2 days that I just completely just pass out, fall asleep, you know, and sleep like a college kid, like I, you know, still barely am clinging to. So over the holiday break, really, it was just a lot of catching up on rest. I did come down here for 1 or 2 solid days. I think Kendall was out of town, so I think I worked for 12 or 13 hours straight, 1 or 2 days over the holiday break. During that time, I cleaned up all the parts I needed to clean up, and kind of took stock in what I had, and started bolting things up and got the car rolling. So that's really awesome. I got the seats and the steering rack and the pedals and everything in, and as expected, when you take so much time to mock everything up and fabricate all these brackets and whatnot, things go back together really well, and it was really easy just to bolt everything back in the car. I think the only thing we had trouble with was I had built my seat rails to such a tight tolerance that I actually had to wire brush and sand some of the paint off of them and take a big C-clamp to the tunnel and clamp the tunnel together in on itself to get all 4 seat rails for the driver and passenger side seats in, and then bolt it in and then release the clamp. So don't worry FIA, don't worry Rally America, those seats are not going anywhere, and I'm skeptical whether or not I can even get those, even though they're bolted in, I'm not sure if I can get those seat rails out at all. So car looks awesome. I'm really stoked to have it rolling, and immediately moved on to breaking the transmission down since Kendall was around. Kendall is the transmission savant. If anybody needs a water-cooled Volkswagen transmission built in the area in general, he is the man to go to. So I'm super excited that he's helped me out with stuff, because I basically don't know what I'm doing other than taking stuff apart, but he has special tools and jigs and stuff for the press made up to just make this transmission show go, you know, really smoothly. So while he's not around, I'm spending my time cleaning up all these transmission parts and making sure everything is ready to put back together as soon as he is around to assist, and that there aren't any issues. I've posted a couple photos, I'm sure you've seen, of the transmission cases have been glass beaded and they look really good. The problem I ran into this evening is that even though I cleaned them and put them through the parts washer again, got little bits of glass bead stuck down in the threads and some of those little captured areas. So that's kind of a pain to clean out. I don't anticipate that taking a whole lot longer, but it is kind of a pain and something I didn't really anticipate. So once that's finished, I'll be able to start putting together the front angle drive and the rear differential, and Kendall will have to help me once again with the transmission. He already started helping me. We got the intermediate shaft in, and a lot of these case bearings need to be shimmed since they're tapered bearings. You know, you have to set the play in them, and you have to measure the torque of the shaft as it spins to make sure you're not you didn't over shim them or anything. So again, that's something Kendall seems to almost have memorized, which is excellent. So I'm looking forward to the next week or two getting most of the drivetrain components back together. Unfortunately, had some setbacks with the motor. I was hoping to have an ABF engine in my possession by the end of the year. That didn't end up happening. I'm not super upset about it by any means. I wouldn't really consider it a setback yet. I am happy to say that on the bright side, I wasn't shipped a huge piece of junk. Rather, the company in question did contact me and say, hey, we weren't able to find you something that was really up to par, so give us some time, we're looking into it. So I'm still a little antsy about that, because once this drivetrain is finished, I was hoping to have everything in the car so I could move it back to my house and do things a little bit in a more comfortable environment. But you know, this thing's already taken this long, so if it takes a little bit longer to get an engine in, that's not a problem, because we all know I've got plenty of things to take care of. So hopefully we'll be putting more stuff together here pretty soon.
Oh, yeah. Check 1, 2.
Is your headphone good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Your headphone good?
My headphone's fantastic. Thank you, Kyle.
You're welcome. And you can hear me?
Yeah.
Yes. Yay!
How's my mic spacing? Is it good? Do I need to get a little
No,
closer?
you're fine.
Okay. These are wherever, and you just adjust. Is that rolling?
Yep. It's all going.
Oh, that was terrible. That was a whiff.
Yeah.
Wait.
In front
What are
of
you
the
trying to do? Oh. Yeah, it's mediocre at best.
It works.
A sync clap. Oh.